Hello and welcome to US Tzu Chi 360. I'm your host, Dilbar Shatterson. Take a few seconds to gently rub your hands together, and if they feel smooth and warm, consider yourself very lucky. Today we'll meet a woman with an incredible story named Carrie Gao, for whom an action so ordinary is a bygone luxury. She was the victim of a terrible accident in 2011 that changed everything. But as Carrie will show us, under every dark cloud there is a silver lining, and with the help of her support groups from church, her friends, and Tzu Chi, we'll see how she finds it.
I have walked down this path for maybe 100 times. Follow-up appointments after appointments for maybe 100 times.
Decisions are made within one moment. If you can't maintain yourself through that moment, you may end up on the wrong path.
Sometimes, at night when I sleep, I think about why my life is such a struggle.
She knows that she has to toughen up. She can't afford to be sad. She can't afford to be down.
Carrie is very brave, a very courageous woman.
Medicine has its weakness, and social support a lot of times save more life for that reason.
I am only here because my friends have supported me through all of this. I have come to this session. This appointment was made on my last visit by the hospital. Previously, I could not even bend my finger like this. I had to bend it down with my other hand. Originally, I had to do facial exercises. However, it's difficult for me to do it in public. I have to do this exercise to make the skin less tense.
Long time no see. 3 months. Yeah. And come back. 3 months.
We say, oh, she forget about us.
No, never. I never forget.
Long you are time. The best customer.
Thank you.
The humor of the nursing staff slightly relaxes Carrie's mixed emotions. Although the skin transplant recovery process is considered to be going well, she will need additional follow-up to track the recovery of the areas around her neck and eyes.
A little bit tight. Yeah, but
Very
now,
tight.
you think about how bad you used to be.
Right.
You're not ready yet.
4 months too long.
No, it's
to
not.
waiting.
Nope, 4 months.
She has endured countless days of compression cloths and tough, endless rehabilitation sessions. The dry heat in Southern California makes the process especially difficult to bear. Withstanding the dryness, itchiness, and twitching pain requires extraordinary willpower and courage. Carrie, an outgoing woman, left Taiwan to get married in Japan when she was 28 years old. What seemed to be a perfect marriage changed into a nightmare when Carrie's husband had an affair during her pregnancy. After the divorce, Carrie rarely saw her daughter. She attempted to strengthen the relationship with her daughter in 2002 when her daughter was studying in the United States. However, an unexpected disaster struck her once again.
It was an electrical fire in the living room. I was sleeping in my room early in the morning. I woke up, and when I opened the bedroom door, the left side wall of the living room was burning. It was winter time, and the doors and windows were all closed. When the door opened and the air rushed in, a gas explosion occurred. I was dumbfounded. I looked for the landlord, called 911, and was then taken to the emergency room where I was covered in ice. Later, I was taken to the burn center at LA County USC Hospital.
She's one of my friends. She calls me brother. After such a traumatic incident, I felt that what I did was the least I could do. When the accident happened, a sister, who is a good friend of Carrie, called me. She told me about the accident and said, "Carrie is in the hospital." I felt so bad when I saw her. She was completely covered with bandages, except for her eyes. Not even her eyes, really. The area around her eyes were covered as well. There were just 2 little cracks. There was blood everywhere. When I first saw her, I was shocked because I had never seen a burn patient before.
My entire upper body had third-degree burns that required skin transplants. It was worse because of the gas explosion. Regular burns are not normally as severe, so my entire upper body was burned. I now don't have any skin on my thigh, since they have removed skin from there twice for the skin transplants. The areas around my eyes have received skin transplants 3 times already.
She was very, very courageous. I have never seen anyone show the courage that I have seen Carrie show.
I have received skin transplants twice here. After a skin transplant, they hang you up. They hang you up for a week at this height. My hand would get stuck, and I would beg for the nurse to let me go, let till down. So high, I couldn't move, and it hurt when I got stuck. I had 7 surgeries in 1.5 months. I was half unconscious, half awake, all depending on the amount of morphine they would give me. For the first month, I was depending on the morphine. The nurse told me that skin transplants are extremely painful, so I guess they had to do it that way.
For a few days each week, she would be awake, so we had the chance to talk a little. At that time, she began to feel very emotional.
When I entered my friend's door, there was a mirror down the hallway. I broke down when I saw myself. It was not a human face. It was not a human face at all. It had blood all over.
She had a whole bottle of sleeping pills. She said she wanted to commit suicide.
I was prepared to go. I even called my ex-husband in Japan to talk about the things that needed to be done after I was gone. I told him to bring my daughter to see me, but then the earthquake and tsunami occurred in Japan. I saw the news reports of the disaster, but because communications were down, I wasn't able to reach them. I finally talked to them and found out that they were okay. There were just a lot of aftershocks at the time. Then Tzu Chi came along. Sister Carol and Sister Yuan came and consoled me. They told me that I couldn't commit suicide, since suicide is the biggest sin.
I told her, you are in a lot of pain now, but if you attempt suicide and fail, you will be in even more pain. Why not just face it? I gave her an example. There was a girl who hung herself. Her boyfriend saved her, but she had sustained brain damage. She lived in a continued vegetative state, and her limbs degenerated.
This kind of emotion comes and goes.
This exacerbated by the incident of burn. It's not by itself caused by the burn. It's just triggered by the burn. She's very motivated to take care of the problem. And of course, she frequently lapses into, that's what happened to depression. Frequently go back to don't want to take care of myself. I'm tired of this. I'm sick of this. I don't want to live anymore. Things like that. That's the danger, and know that I have a lot to offer in terms of control the symptoms and give her some support. But there's many things I cannot do. Daily activity problem. That's simply she cannot come to the clinic because she don't have car. This kind of social issues, and she's lucky that Tzu Chi is in this case, and we have volunteer to care of her. So make things a lot more easier. And most of the time we don't have that kind of luck, and many of patients just not so lucky.
Sabrina will continue to visit her in order to provide her with a sense of belonging and love.
Dr. Bingdong Zhang is an amazing doctor. He's a very, very loving doctor. He explains all of the details to me very patiently. He prescribes medication for me with the correct dosage to keep me stabilized. It's very nice. I have 2 follow-up appointments with him each month so that he can observe my progress.
那个反应已经很厉害了，那个药没有什么用，是他要给他鼓励，要给他觉得 I'm connected to the outside world.
He really puts the patient's well-being first.
And lucky that she do well with the treatment, and she's motivated, and she had the network, social network to support. That's allow her to get out of it. And I think this is just a very, very lucky case. The fact that she is motivated to take care of herself, the fact that she is able to take medicine regularly and able to come regularly to be checked and to get medicine, to get free medicine, the support, I think if not bigger than what I have done, is at least as important as what I have to offer.
In addition to using drugs to control her depression, Carrie also needed special dental treatment after her severe facial burns.
They were very nice. I did not brush my teeth for the 1.5 months that I had stayed in the hospital, so my teeth had decayed. They helped me by extracting the bad teeth, removing the bridge I already had behind my teeth that had rotted, and by giving me 2 additional fillings. I was then able to bite again.
For the average patient, artificial teeth are easily inserted with a pull of the mouth, but she needs a special angle for insertion. We're very concerned about the pain our patients experience, and if you have to pull her mouth and end up causing extreme pain to get a mold impression, the patient is often going to bear their pain. And this is a procedure that must be repeated several times.
Master Cheng Yan say that Tzu Chi is different in the way we see with our own eyes, hear with our own ears, and walk with our own feet. We would rather make mistakes than miss an opportunity to help. We are not, as others say, just chanting the sutras. We practice what we learn. We look to ourselves to lead by example, not to judge others.
They are angels. They are bodhisattvas.
In addition to her mental and physical injuries, she also has financial difficulties.
She has no medical insurance. In fact, she has nothing at all.
The Tzu Chi volunteers were compassionate. First, they helped her pay the rent, then they gave her some living allowance so that she would feel more at ease.
Helping is what we should do. I witnessed what Tzu Chi has done for Carrie, so I really admire Tzu Chi.
In addition to the Tzu Chi volunteers' comforting compassion, Christian worship and prayers also helped heal the deep wounds in Carrie's heart.
We believe that she was healed because of the worship in God's Word. I think that it was a great help to her.
There is so much joy. First we sing and worship, and then we study the Bible. The songs and everything else are all about love.
Tell them that God loves and values you, and that you are His equal in God's eyes. You are the love of God. Although you were struck by water and fire, you will not be burned.
My life in Taiwan was mostly about going to private clubs. My husband said that my specialty was international travel, like migratory birds. I went everywhere to shop. My good friends told me that I was too careless about money because I had lost money in stocks and other investments. I felt empty though. Not only did I hang all kinds of clothing on the walls, I also had an additional room just for the clothes. When the season was over, many of the clothes still had price tags on them. My college classmates would then visit me and take the out-of-season clothes. They wouldn't need to shop for an entire year. It felt so empty. I would go to Hong Kong and lug all of the items from the department stores, and I would feel a momentary surge of excitement when I was buying. But so what? It meant nothing. I used to wear brand name clothing, only brand names. I don't do that anymore, and I feel a lot lighter. I don't have to follow the trends, and I don't need anything. I only go and buy at regular clothing stores now. With $10 or $20, I can have nice new clothes.
For a while, she wore clothes that had been donated by others, and she's so happy now that she can finally start going out again. She wants to take part in some social activities now that she feels her confidence has returned. I'm very happy to see her staying cheerful and getting better.
When my friend and I first met Carrie at a line dance class, I was attracted by her bright personality. She was very easy to talk to. She can talk to anyone, in spite of her physical appearance. Everyone admired that. When I first met her, I didn't know how to face her because I had never met anyone like that before. So at first, I thought she was more comfortable and lighthearted than I was. I thought a lot about how to approach her. Her courage and spirit is really positive and encouraging. So different from many other people who are sick or hurt.
When our care recipients change for the better, we are really joyful. It makes us as happy as when our own children accomplish something.
Carrie is our volunteer now. She talks to us about her personal experiences.
At one time, I felt like I was going blind, but I have come a long way. If anyone else can be helped because of my story, then my suffering was not in vain. I was reborn with a new life. I'm a brand new person now, without the baggage of the past. Beauty is no longer defined by looks. You are very beautiful when you have infinite love for everyone. One time, a 27 or 28-year-old young lady came up to me when I was buying fish in the market. She said, "I know you. I've seen you. You're great, really great, and really strong." I remember what you said. We should remember what we have, not what we don't have or what we have lost. She repeated my words and said that she is going to use them as her life's inspiration. We cried while we held each other in the market. If I'm able to influence one person, it's all worth it. I'm really grateful for all of my friends who stayed with me, carried me, and supported me all of the way.
把我扶持着走过来。
每个人都是一本书，你要把它写
Everyone's
成
life is like a book. We can't just leave it blank or erase the pages from the past. It's impossible. We turn the pages over and start a new page every day.
每一天写的都是一样新的东西。不管怎么样，
No matter what happens, she's a brave person. Whether she's 38, 48, or 58, she has to face the unknown by herself, and this requires a lot of courage. Indeed, she is absolutely very brave.
我可能会选择忍。
I chose to endure because of my daughter. When I made the decision to divorce, I thought that if I left, my daughter would at least still have a mother alive. I was worried that if I stayed, I might commit suicide or go insane. Then my daughter would be even more miserable. Having a mother alive somewhere else is better than having an insane or dead mother. That was why I chose to leave.
Even though she was reborn after the fire, Carrie keeps thinking about her daughter, Aming. She hand-wrote letters to her daughter while she was still in pain during rehabilitation, wishing someday that Aming will receive her mother's message.
Aming, my greatest regret in life is that I was not by your side when you were growing up, so that I could share those important moments in your life. I was selfish. I left you when you were little, and you were not able to receive the motherly care you needed. You are my dearest love in life. As a mother, I hope you find a good husband, one who truly loves you, takes good care of you, and who would give his life for you. That is true happiness. I am also quietly waiting for you to come see me at any time. My biggest apology to you is that I did not give you complete love. I did not fulfill my duty. If I could do it all over again, I would endure any hardship, so that you might learn the true meaning of love.
I
give thanks to the flowers for nourishing me and for being with me. I thank them for making me feel once more that the world is beautiful. I advise everyone to express their love in time, for you might not have the chance again.
Surgeries to go, naturally, we know that the physical obstacles Carrie faces are likely to discourage even the most determined victims of severe burns. But Carrie has shown us her optimism and will hopefully inspire many of us to appreciate the skin we're in. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dilbar Shatterson, and I'll see you next time.